Because there has been so much political change in the past year, the political headlines now are often populated by people you might not have heard of before recently. So as a public service, we have tasked our own intrepid Kent Jones with figuring out the salient details of who some of these folks are. It is TMI, and tonight we feature someone who came up earlier regarding his involvement with American evangelicals in Uganda. Kent, tell us who it is. Tell us who it is.
Well, it is, of course, conservative Republican Senator James Inhofe. And the more I've learned about him, I don't know where he gets time for Uganda. Check it out.
All right.
It's not the TARP program anymore. It's a SOAP program. Spend money on anything program.
No tax and spend liberal big government acronym will get in the way of Senator James M. Inhofe. The M stands for mountain. No, really. His name is James Mountain Inhofe. And what a mighty, unyielding Alp he is. All others are just foothills.
I get criticized for being critical like this, but nobody else will do it, and somebody has to tell the truth.
The 75-year-old Oklahoma Republican toiled as a life insurance executive, a state senator, and the mayor of Tulsa before being elected to the U.S. Senate in the Newt Gingrich Revolution of 1994. Washington, meet Senator God, Guns, and Gays.
In the recorded history of our family, we've never had a divorce or any kind of a homosexual relationship.
It's this kind of inclusive, non-judgmental worldview that got Inhofe re-elected 3 times, the voters of Oklahoma giving him a clear mandate against change. During the Bush years, Inhofe was free to roam with the full backing of the White House.
The president did a good job.
But now that Obama and the Democrats are in charge, the mountain has become a volcano of indignation. Like, how could those sneaky Democrats possibly vote on health reform on a Saturday night?
What are people doing on Saturday night? They're not watching TV. They're not listening to the radio. They've got ball games. They've got other things that American people do in the American way of life on Saturday night.
How could this so-called president possibly close the prison at Guantanamo?
There's never been a documented case of torture in Guantanamo. This is all a fabrication of the terrorists and those individuals in the Middle East who try to make it look like we're torturing people.
During his tenure, Inhofe has also voted no on expanding kids' health insurance, no on implementing the 9/11 Commission recommendations, no on requiring background checks on sales at gun shows, and said that the birthers, quote, had a point. But since he became chair of the Environment and Public Works Committee, the senator has become most famous for this.
Since 2003, I have been the lead senator standing up and exposing the science, the cost, and the hysteria behind global warming alarmism.
For climate change activists, James Mountain Inhofe is an inconvenient truth.
You're going to see a lot of desperate things that they're going to try to do. But that one, as we say in Oklahoma, that dog's not going to hunt.
Desperate alarmists! Not like when cool, collected Senator Inhofe compared the Environmental Protection Agency to the Gestapo, or when he likened Clinton's EPA administrator, Carol Browner, to Tokyo Rose, or when Inhofe said global warming is a myth perpetuated by the Weather Channel to boost ratings. Inhofe also famously declared that global warming is, quote, the second largest hoax ever played on the American people, after the separation of church and state.
It's not whether or not we're going through a global warming period. We're not now. You know, God's still up there. We're now going through a cooling spell. And the whole issue there was, is it man-made gases, anthropogenic gases, CO2, methane? I don't think so.
As for the upcoming climate change summit in Copenhagen, oh, he'll be there.
I will be traveling to Copenhagen, leading what has been called in the media as the Truth Squad, despite the millions of dollars spent by Al Gore, the Hollywood elites, the United Nations, the climate alarmists. It's failed.
Ah, yes, Al Gore, his great climate change nemesis, the yang to Inhofe's yin.
Seems that everybody, global warming and the media, joined the chorus last summer.
Senator Inhofe, we'll freeze the time for a minute.
Oh, yes.
I'm just trying to make...
Take your time. We're freezing the time.
We're freezing the time.
Why don't we do this? At the end, you can have as much time as you want to answer all of the questions.
No, that isn't the rule. You're not making the rules. You used to when you did this. You don't do this anymore. Elections have consequences.
Yes, elections do have consequences. Senator Inhofe just won re-election last year. So we'll be in the shadow of this mountain until at least January 3rd, 2015.
2 questions for you, Kent. Number 1, middle name actually Mountain?
Yeah.
Not a TMI invention.
For real.
Also,
Mountain.
Did he also
James Mountain Inhofe.
really suggest
Yeah.
that the Weather Channel was trying to boost its ratings?
Well, he said they'd like that, yeah. It'd be great. They'd love it if we were afraid all the time.
My girlfriend Susan is here tonight sitting on set, and Susan is obsessed with the Weather Channel. And honey, I don't want you to believe it. I don't want it to hurt your feelings. He didn't mean it. Take that, you Senator Inhofe. Thank you very much, Ken.
Sure.
Appreciate that.